today we've got a portable refrigerator from BougeRV. Let's open it up. And there it is. Look at that. Wow, these are really high quality wheels. There's sealed ball bearings in the hubs. Wow, that's impressive. It's definitely not a cheapy wheel there. And let's look at this side here. So this is their all new Aspen 30 Pro model. They have a 30, a 40, and a 50, I believe. So I think it's a 30 quart, a 40 quart, and a 50 quart. Looks like we've got a little USB jack right there. And got some controls here that we'll get to in a little bit. Oh, a nice little handle to lift and pull, and then side handles here. All right, so let's open it up and check out the inside. Oh, we've got a tip here. It says the refrigerator may be inverted during delivery. To ensure proper operation of the compressor, please keep the refrigerator standing upright for 12 hours before using it. All right, so let's see what we got in here. We got a couple boxes. Okay, this is some sort of mounting bracket. I think this is a mounting bracket for it's a battery, like a little small power station that can go along with this. We've got another box here. Okay, so we've got a car cigarette lighter jack style plug, and we've got an AC adapter. So this will allow us to plug the, oh, we've got another cigarette lighter style jack plug, a longer one. And we've got a shorter one here. Maybe this one's to be used with the battery pack I was just talking about. But yeah, so here's the AC adapter if we want to plug it into AC. And it outputs 14.5 volts at 6 amps for 87 watts. And then we've got our user's manual. So here's the 3 different sizes. I've got the 30, that's the 40, and the 50. Oh, I see. This is a 32 quart. I'm sorry, I was wrong. It's 32 liters or 34 quarts. The 40 is a 41 liter or 43 quart. The 50 is a 50 liter or 53 quart. Okay, and then this is the battery accessory that I was talking about here. So I think that's what that little frame is, that little mount that we saw earlier. So you can get this 220 watt hour battery to run your fridge. I think you can plug solar directly into that. And it looks like the refrigerator will run off 12 or 24 volt DC, or of course 100 to 240 volt AC if you use the power adapter. And it's going to use 60 watts. That's really good. And then here is the inside. So we've got 2 zones. Looks like we got kind of a deep zone here that's marked L. And then we've got this shallower zone that's marked S. There's a basket here. But there's also something, there we go, we got the lid. Okay, so, is this like some kind of vegetable crisper or something like that? Maybe that's what that is. And both sides have drain plugs. So there's a drain plug down here, and there's a drain plug down there. That's very neat. Yeah, so I think one side's a freezer and one side's just a regular refrigerator. Very neat. All right, guys, so I was a little bit backwards on this. This is actually the refrigerator side, and this is the freezer side. And this right here is not a vegetable crisper, obviously, because you don't want that in a freezer. They call this the ice cream bucket or ice cream basket or something like that. So I guess the things that you want to stay really, really, really frozen go in here. All right, so let's go ahead and plug this thing up. And we're going to plug it into the back side over here. Sorry it's so dark. There we go. Oh, look at that. We've got lights in here. That's awesome. That's a nice touch. Because you know you're going to be digging around in this thing in the middle of the night looking for snacks. All right, let's go ahead and close that down. We hold this down. Oh, okay. You don't hold it down, you just press it and it comes on. So let's turn this down. This is the freezer side. Oh, let's go 10 degrees on that. Why not, huh? Well, we don't want 32 on that side. Let's say 36 maybe? And this little icon right here means that the compressor's on. And then there's a max and an eco mode. Okay, so the max mode is a white light, so that's on max. If it's on eco mode, it's an energy saving mode. That would be a green light. So it would be green instead of white. And there's also one more mode on the freezer section. It's called ice drive mode. And I guess it's supposed to get down even colder than what you could normally do. But we'll test that out later. I think I'm just going to let this thing run for a while and cool down, and then we'll start testing it out. Alright guys, so it's been right at about 30 minutes. And I noticed this side has cooled down to 29 Fahrenheit, and this side is at 53. So this one cooled down, it's at 28 now. This side cooled down way faster than this. Now I'm a little bit confused because I thought that this side we set to 36, did we not? I was expecting this side to be the refrigerator and then this side to be the freezer, but it appears we're reversed somehow. So this is L, and it's very, whoa, it's very cold. You can feel the frost on the sides. And this is S. This is what they call the ice cream box. So I'm confused. Am I backwards here? Is this supposed to be the refrigerator and this is supposed to be the freezer? Let's check this setting here. Yeah, we got it at 36. But why is it at 27? And then this one, we got at 10. I'm majorly confused right now. I'm going to have to read this manual and try to understand what's going on. Alright you guys, so I did read the manual quite a bit. It didn't really explain to me why that was happening, but if you look now, this is correct. So now we're seeing 38 degrees here, which I think we've got it set to 37. That's 36. So there's probably some amount of range that it allows it to go to before it starts to cool back down maybe. And then this side is actually starting to go down much more. So this side was low, as you saw earlier in the video, but it went back up. So yeah, it seems to be working properly now. I don't know if it just needed to run for a little bit. I guess it's possible that the oil and the compressor and everything wasn't completely settled. It definitely was setting in my house for over 24 hours before I used it, so I'm not sure. The other possibility is I was poking around with the settings and maybe I fixed it somehow, because I did at one point turn this ice drive mode on. If you hold these two down, and that goes into that ice drive mode, which just makes this S side, go as cold as possible. And you can see right now it is cold. We can see that we're showing 3 degrees, 3, 4, 5 degrees, there's 2 degrees right there, Fahrenheit on that portion, and this side is now warmer. So let's see, we're showing 29 right there. So it's definitely flipped properly. This side was definitely cold at first and this was warmer, but now this is the colder side and this is the warmer side. And I think I'm just going to let this set for a while longer. I want to see if this actually gets to 0 and does this actually maintain, what are we at, 36 Fahrenheit. And then I'll come back. Alright guys, so yeah, we have cooled all the way down to 0. And the refrigerator side is at 35 right now, which is fine. We have it set at 36. And the compressor has gone off, so you can see that the little icon here, the little blue star thingy here, is off, and I don't hear it running any longer. There's no noise coming out of it. So perfect. That's exactly what we want to see. And we can open it up and see what the temperatures are inside. Looks like we got about 35. There's 35 right there. So slight variation in thermals throughout. 38 there. And then on the freezer side, look, we got -4 right there. All right, guys, check it out. So about 7 o'clock this morning, I stuffed this cooler or this refrigerator into my Xterra. We're currently at 5 degrees on the freezer side and looks like 30 on the refrigerator side. That's a little lower than what we would hope for on that, but okay. So I've been running it with the BougeRV AC70. And check it out, we're only using like 40 watts. So this thing was full this morning at 7 a.m. and now we're down to 77%. And it is currently 12:43. So from 7 a.m. to 12:43, we've gotten down to 77%. And this thing's saying we've got 13.4 hours left to go. So I've put in some drinks this morning that were hot, and this feels nice and cold. It doesn't feel frozen, so I don't think it's actually 30 degrees in there. It's definitely not frozen. It's cold. It's plenty cold. And in the freezer section, I did put in a tub of ice cream in the ice cream box. So let's see if it's frozen. Oh yeah, it feels solid. Oh yeah. It's definitely not melted any. Alright, so it kept it frozen. Let's try this. Yeah, it's solid. It probably could be, you could probably make it less cold so you have a little bit softer ice cream. But it's very solid. Oh yeah. Okay, so one thing I just figured out, I accidentally flipped this lid upside down and now it's really hard to get out. So you might consider that. I think I'm gonna have to stick something. There we go. So let's flip it back around the right way. All right, so this time I'm gonna just put the ice cream up here and let's see what happens. Does it melt or something? All right, so it's right about 2:30 and let's take a look at the BougeRV. And we're at 68%, still doing 41 watts. And it's saying we got 11.6 hours to go. And what I want to do real quick, I want to check this. I want to check this ice cream since I had it up here at the top. Is it softer or is it still solid? I think it feels softer. Let's see. Oh, it's way softer. That's actually kind of how I like it. So let's do this. Let's put it back down in the ice cream box. Okay. And then let's set this to do the ice drive mode. There we go. It's an ice drive mode. So it should get the coldest it possibly can in the freezer section now. And I want to come back and check it in maybe an hour or so and see if it's more solid. See if it's back to being more solid. Alright guys, so I had to bring it inside because it is just pouring, and it's been pouring all day long. I wasn't able to video from the back of my car any longer because I'd be soaking wet. I just went ahead and brought it inside so we can finish our video. As of right now, it's 9:23 at night. I just checked on the Blue Eddy. It's still in the back of my car. I didn't want to drag it through the water. It was at 41% left. I think it said it had over 6 hours left to go. All right, so let's open it up and see where our ice cream is at as far as firmness, ice cream firmness. Oh, it's really solid again. Yeah, it's back. I can tell it's back to being really solid again. So let's take a look here. Yeah. So if you want it to be softer, just leave it up there at the top. If you want it to be really, really frozen, put it down in the ice cream box. I think that's gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna say probably the only thing I think they could improve upon is the ice cream box here, because once that lid is all closed up, this is hard to grasp. See, like, you really have to kind of just flop it open. Alright guys, so I think that's going to be the end of the video. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll catch you on the next one.